If you want to earn a lot of money in 2026 and in the next 10 years you want to be a millionaire, then you have to follow something which is called rich versus poor mindset. This is what you need to learn. So, how the rich is getting more richer and the poor is getting more poorer. In this video, I'm going to decode the rich versus poor mindset and which mindset you are following right now and which mindset you should follow. Okay. So, in the starting of rich versus poor mindset, what you need to realize, this video is not about hampering your ego. This video is not about, or maybe convincing your ego that you have a poor mindset. If by this video you relate with it, you'll be able to understand that what mindset you are functioning with. And I want you to see things as it is. Because in this video, I'm going to decode everything of rich versus poor mindset, how rich functions, how poor functions, how rich earns money, how poor loses money, and how rich invest money and how poor keep on losing money. And there are a lot of myths about the rich versus poor mindset. So let's go deep dive in this video. Before I start this video, if you're watching this right now, I want you to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of my content. And I'm making this content not for views, and it's just I'm making this content to serve you guys, to help you really uh, scale your business, whatever the business you are into right now, or maybe you are looking to start. I want you to scale. So you might be able to see a lot of videos on my channel just on the way of how the business works. By the way, I'm Nikhil Bahl, and I'm an acquisition expert. I'm an investor myself. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and this is what I do is we acquire small businesses and scale them big. That's what we do right now. And we have been able to invest in 8 different businesses. And today we are at 1 crore a month. And my whole point is, how can you play a big game in your business? So today's video is going to walk you through how a rich functions and how a poor mindset functions. The number one concept in rich versus poor is not about money. It's about mindset. It's really not about money. It's really about the mindset you function with. The Watch this. The higher the mindset, the higher the money. But the lower the mindset, the lower the money. I have seen in a lot of businesses that the businesses who make money, the entrepreneurs who make money, and the entrepreneurs who are rich, I have seen a difference in them. And I have been able to meet a lot of millionaires and billionaires, by the way. And I have been able to see that the people who have a great mindset attract more better people. The people who have great mindset are able to lead better. The people who have a great mindset are able to lead their family life, their kids, their relationships, everything in a better way. So what changes? What is that one ingredient which changes everything? It is the mindset. So the lower the mindset you are in, the lower the income you are going to have, the lower the relationships you are going to have. So it's not only about money, it's about all the 7 areas of life, whether it's your health. So if your mindset is poor in your health, you are going to be poor, right? So what changes? How a rich functions and how a poor functions? Watch this right now. So I'm going to draw this graph in front of you here. And if you're taking notes, draw this in your notes. The number one thing is IQ, EQ, it's your SQ, and then it's your AQ. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? This simply means your IQ is intelligence quotient. This is your emotional quotient. This is your social quotient. And this is your adversity quotient. ये आपने सुना बहुत जगह होगा, लेकिन आज इसको आप प्रॉपरली समझ पाओगे. सो जो रिच पीपल होते हैं ना, जो रिच माइंडसेट के लोग होते हैं, वो इन चारों पे काम करते हैं. सो IQ, so your intelligence question runs on logic. It runs on logic. It runs on your intelligence. How much intelligence you are having right now. How much intelligent you are. It functions purely and purely on intelligence. How much intelligence you have currently, right? So it works on logic. It's work on your critical thinking. It works on your what do you say? अल्टीमेटली इंटेलिजेंस, कि आप किस तरह से इंटेलिजेंस को यूज करते हो। आपको पता है कि लोग कैसे फंक्शन करते हैं, आपको पता है लोगों की बुद्धि कैसे फंक्शन करती है, किसी को कैसे इन्फ्लुएंस करना है। दिस कम्स फ्रॉम योर IQ, राइट? So if you see the great leaders, the better leaders, the grown leaders, the mature leaders have a very good amount of IQ. So they are able to solve their problems very nicely. So IQ gives you a very good problem solving approach. And I've seen a lot of rich people are able to solve their problem very nicely. Right. So if you want to learn how to solve your problems, watch this video till the end, because by the end, I'm going to give you solutions to how to strengthen all your IQ, EQ, SQ, and your AQ. ठीक है, but पहले let me tell you what is IQ, मैंने बता दिया. Now let's come to the part of your EQ, which is your emotional quotient. Now, emotional quotient is simple. It's very simple. It's how people function. It's like what makes people behave how they behave. It's all emotions. So what runs people to do something? It's motivation. Motivation is an emotion. What people want to feel every time? Happy, excited. What people want to feel? Peaceful. So if you want to become a better leader, if you want to become a better entrepreneur, you need to know that what makes people behave how they behave. And you need to use that emotional intelligence to first master your own emotions. So you need to be somebody who needs to first master your own emotions. It's not that you will be able to master other people's emotion first. First, you need to take care of your own emotions, and then you will be knowing the exact framework of how to take care of others' emotions. It's very important, because being a great leader in business, you have to follow IQ and EQ both. IQ is your logical thinking, your problem solving approach, and your EQ is emotional quotient. Is how do you use your emotions to drive you, or how do you use your emotion to drive your team, drive the results that you need. Now, let's come to the third aspect, which is your SQ. This is your social quotient. Social quotient is ultimately people, your your network, your relationships with people. And I've seen a lot of rich mindset people have good IQ, have good EQ, have good SQ, which is their network is good, their relationships are good. They are not being, sorry, they're not being egoistic at every part. When it comes to family, when it comes to relationship, you have to down your ego. It's not about down your ego. It's about, you know, ईगो क्यों आती है बीच में? Why the ego is coming in between? कुछ भी बुरा लग गया, right? So this is where you will not be able to build a good relationship with people. If you feel that you get offended very easily, you will not be able to build a good relationship with people. So if you want to build a good relationship with people, you have to be friendly with people. Be in the mindset of be in the mindset of chill, right? Be in the mindset of chilling. So that is SQ. And then comes your very important aspect, which is known as your AQ. This is your adversity question. And adversity question stands for how do you handle problems? How do you handle objections? How do you handle your failures? It's like how do you motivate yourself? So this is where your self love and all of that activities comes into the picture. All right. So now ये मैंने आपको बहुत शॉर्ट में रिच वर्सेस पुअर माइंडसेट का बताया. पुअर पीपल, द पीपल हु डोंट हैव मनी, द नंबर वन थिंग दे डू इज दे keeps on keeps on complaining. Now what does this complaining does? Complaining makes your IQ, your EQ, your SQ, and your AQ go down. So when a poor person complains about money, about relationship, about anything in life, he is deteriorating his IQ, EQ, SQ. And whereas a rich mindset person, a rich mindset is where when a thing go wrong, rich, poor. This is where he take responsibility, and this is where the poor mindset person keeps on blaming and complaining his situations, his relationship, his money, all the things. But a rich mindset person takes a responsibility that things go wrong, it's because of him. So it's not about that he will come in the guilt mode, but he will exactly know what to do the next. Okay. So by the way, I'm speaking slow because I'm in a cafe and there are few people around me. But ultimately, I just want to explain you, and that's why I'm recording this video. Some people keeps on complaining comes in the poor mindset. So if you are complaining right now about few things, I want you to stop complaining and take responsibility of few things in life. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's your money, whether it's anything, relationship with your family, relationship with other people, or the money. If you're blaming every situation of your life, I want you to take responsibility that I'm responsible for few things. Take responsibility and you will transition to the rich mindset. So once you do this for the next 7 to 10 days, you will be able to see a different shift in your mindset. And that's what I did, right? The next part of what a poor mindset person does is apart from complaining and blaming, a poor mindset person always keeps on lamenting. That could be lamenting about past, that could be ranting or lamenting about other people. Lamenting can also be termed as guilt. The rich people, whereas whereas takes charge of emotions. That's what. अगर आपको एक बहुत बड़ा बिजनेस बनाना है, सबसे पहले रिच बनने का ख्वाब छोड़ दो. You have to first have a mindset of a rich person. How a rich person functions, its own mindset. So the mindset of a rich person is he takes responsibility. Number two, he takes charge of his own emotions. So whether he's feeling guilty, he doesn't go to the other person because of whom he's feeling guilty. He doesn't go to that person and laments or वो अपना गिल्ट निकाल दिया और अपना एंगर या तो निकाल दिया उसके ऊपर. रिच बंदे को कोई मतलब नहीं है अगर उसके पास लोग हैं नहीं है. वो किसी पे अपना गुस्सा, अपना एंगर, अपनी फालतू की चीजें निकालता नहीं है. राइट. So if you have poor mindset people with you who just keeps on lamenting about few things or ranting about few things, you know कि उनसे कट लेना है तुमको, right? So you are somebody who has to take charge of your own emotions. That's a rich mindset is. Okay. The third part in the rich mindset is, that's the first part. That's the second part. The third part in the rich mindset that you need to have is you need to solve problems. Whereas a poor mindset person, अच्छा समझो फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपकी लाइफ में कोई चीज हुई, ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू मेट विद एन एक्सीडेंट. नाउ द पुअर माइंडसेट पर्सन स्टार्ट्स क्रिएटिंग मोर प्रॉब्लम. ये नहीं होना चाहिए था, ये क्यों हो गया, मेरी गाड़ी टूट गई, या मेरा ये हो गया, या मुझे वो हो गया. ही क्रिएट्स मोर प्रॉब्लम्स. वेदर एज अ रिच पर्सन solves the problem then and there. And a rich person always is in the mindset of solving problems. So how do you build a business? How do you start? How do you build a business? It's where you solve people's problems. It's where you just solve problems. And that's how you'll be able to build a great business. So you, a rich person, always is in the mindset of that he has to solve problems. So solve problems in the sense that he observes. He's a very next part here, that he is a very observant, and whereas the poor mindset person is ignorant. Observant. So a rich mindset person is observes things, observes. So for example, I went into a cafe and I observed that things are not nice. Perhaps I will start a cafe where I'll improve that things, and I will see the customer footfalls coming into my place. Now, as part of this, I have been able to coach a lot of people in the past, and we run Monk School India, and every week we do a session called Art of Management according to Bhagavad Gita. So I have seen a lot of different Gita seminars where people just talk, talk, talk. And we observed some changes, and we did changes in our art of management batch. And we have seen 1 lakh people till now transform their life. So if you are in the problem solving mentality, observing mentality, that's where you'll be able to solve great problems. And what is business ultimately? It's solving a problem for the person. That's business, right? So business is you solve other people's problems and you earn their money. That's it. Okay. So these are the few rich mindset that I just shared with you. Number one, I shared with you, take responsibility of things. Don't create more problems. Don't start blaming. Don't start complaining. Take responsibility that this happened because of you. Now, this is where you don't have to go in guilt. You don't have to take pressure. It's just take responsibility of this. Okay. Second, take charge of your emotions. रैंटिंग करने का मन कर रहा है, एक पेपर पे उतार दो, बट किसी को जाके बोलो मत. थर्ड is solve problems. Be in the mentality of problem solving, not creating more problems. And then observant. Observe where you can solve problem. Don't become an ignorant person. Don't start ignoring things. Don't come under the ignorance category. Come under the category of observing things. Okay. And the last mindset I want to walk you through come directly from Myra, from the, in the rich mindset. He invests money, oops, not sharing my screen, to create it, whereas a poor person, now it's a very simple thing, but I have seen a lot of rich people, when they earn money, they invest it so that it gets doubled up and they invest it again. That comes through their intelligence. And otherwise, I have seen the poor people spends money. Now, there is no offense, no problem in you spending the money. Who would have the problem in you spending the money? You are earning, you can spend your own money. But the poor person spends money based on emotions and mood. Based on emotions and mood. भाई, तुमको कोई चीज अच्छी लग गई, तुम्हारा मन हो रहा है खर्चा करने का, and if you're spending money based on your mood and emotions, perhaps you're going to lose everything that you just built off. Correct? That's why a lot of people doesn't have savings, because they go out there, they have no control over their emotions, they have no control over their mood, and they start spending. Right? So these are some emotions, these are some mindset, rich versus poor mindset, that you need to follow. So rich people take responsibility and poor people keep on blaming and complaining. Rich people takes charge of their own emotions, whereas the poor people keeps on lamenting. Third, rich people solves people's problem to earn money, and poor people creates own problems in life. Fourth is, rich people I've seen very observing, and whereas the poor people are ignorant. Rich people, on the one hand, they invest money to double it and use it for them, and the poor people spends money, no offense in spending money, but they spend money based on their mood and emotions. So these are some 5 rich versus poor mindset which you need to develop. Okay. If you do not have a rich mindset right now, don't take it on your ego, don't feel bad about it. Take responsibility again and build your own self. build a rich mindset by following these five principles. Now, I'm sharing all these principles not because I have a funnel and I'm going to take you some in some other course, right? I'm sharing this on YouTube just to help you actually build that mindset and change your life. So if you have seen this video till now, I want you to subscribe to this channel, and because it encourages us also. And let me know in the comment box on what topics I can make videos so that I can help you in this way. Okay. Thank you so much. Keep watching and please subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot.